Hey everybody, Susan Finch here with All Volunteer, All Heart from Binky Patrol, and today, this episode is geared towards smaller nonprofits, those that are looking for more volunteers. Where are your volunteers hiding? It's time to find them. And there are some easy tools to help you list opportunities in areas maybe you hadn't thought about listing them before. And the first one I'm going to tell you about, and I've talked about it before, is volunteermatch.org. That's where volunteers go to find legitimate opportunities. Set up your profile there. Set up your account. You can use your free account, but spending just a little bit of money will also allow you to set up many opportunities and expand your zip code reach. So please go to volunteermatch.org. We use it for all of our chapter events and ongoing events for our various locations, those that always want quilters, some that always want the fleece tie people. Maybe they're having a special event, but we set those opportunities up. It's in a good place. And I'll caution you, though, for virtual opportunities, such as people to help you with social media and things, I have not had great luck with that, I will admit. I have had people reply and they end up somehow twisting the opportunity into something to serve their own purposes or to promote their own links. And unless you're really keeping, a lockdown handle on that, I don't recommend that. This is for physical in-person events, ideally. The next one is benevity.com. There are a lot of companies that sign up with Benevity to process their volunteer opportunities. There's a lot of matching funds that happen with Benevity, but you can also post your opportunities. There are so many ways you can use this portal. So get a demo, that's free. You have your EINs with your 501c3 numbers. Get registered, get validated, get in there so that you can add opportunities in addition to the matching fund opportunities that businesses can use when they want to give their employees options of, hey, if you volunteer for this group, we will match it with some money. Isn't that fun? Another one, Walmart uses something called joindeed.org. You also need to get validated, verified, everything else through there. But it's a cool opportunity, especially if you have multiple locations and chapters. You can set those up in there and your opportunities. All of these allow you to customize your portal with your mission statement, some great images, maybe some videos. Volunteer Match lets you put in lots of little videos for each type of opportunity. So this is also going to prod you along to create some of those call to action videos for very specific opportunities. Get them excited about your organization. Show off what you do. Let them see your warmth and sincerity as you're trying to convince them that if you have some volunteer hours, choose us. That's what we need. There are many more organizations, or I should say portal sites, that allow you to post opportunities, but these are my three favorites currently, and I thought you would find them super helpful. JoinDeed is free. Benevity, free. Volunteer Match, free, but you can get an enhanced subscription to allow you to do more with it. But we find that our volunteers get some great response using Volunteer Match more than anything. And we get, the other one too, PayPal. Go get your site all registered on PayPal because you might find there's some hidden money for matching funds and things. And it's a great way to process event expenses. Maybe you're going to have t-shirts and you need help paying for the t-shirts. Maybe you have people that want to donate at an event. You can easily create some QR codes for them to quickly go in and donate to your event. Remember, we don't want to talk about cash. Cash is hard to track. Use Venmo, use Zelle, use PayPal. What you'll need to decide, though, is are you going to allow multiple admins into that? And that might also affect your account. Are you going to have a shared login where you set up all the opportunities? I know for Volunteer Match, I've invited my key chapter leaders, the ones who are always having events, the ones that are the most active, that stay up on all their chapter reports. I've added them all in as admins so they can add and manage their own events within that system. Benevity, because it ties to the bank accounts and things, I only allow myself, I only allow for my own login. That's it. And the same JoinDeed, I can add chapters. And there's different criteria for adding chapters. and that chapter can manage their own things. You just have to list, if they have their own 501c3 for that chapter, is like a sub one, or is it all still under the master one? Is the company still the same name? It needs to know some of those pieces, because a chapter to some of these portals is a different thing than a chapter to you and your organization. So think through what the goals are. And my other suggestion is to keep it very simple opportunities. Nothing complex like, hey, do you want to run a location? Hey, we're looking for board members. Hey, we're looking for, somebody to, those are jobs. Those ideally aren't, just volunteer opportunities. These things are perfect for when you want to do matching funds. You need people to show up for your event, to volunteer, to help, whatever you need them to do. Maybe you break the same event into 3 different opportunities: a prep, a participation, and a cleanup. It's not for anything complicated. That's the only thing I can really recommend based on how many years we've used these. That has been the biggest takeaway from that, is to keep it simple, be very detailed with your expectations. What are you looking for? What are you hoping they won't do? What do they need to bring? And communicate with those volunteers, because that becomes a new little list you can use to reach out for the next time an opportunity comes up. And it makes it really easy to renew those opportunities or bring them back to active just by updating the dates and maybe the location or something for your events in the future. So get it all set up first. Then it makes it a lot easier to keep it going year after year. And some of the other free ideas you may be more familiar with or are already using could include posting your opportunities on Nextdoor. What about on Facebook? Create an event. Talk about what you have for needs. Hey, here's some ways to volunteer. Give them a link, though, to a form they can register so you get their email, their name, their age when it matters, and some other pertinent information that you might need to see if they're a great match for you, and so you can follow up with those volunteers. I always like to ask for a cell phone because sometimes I have to reach my volunteers because maybe a location changes or it's icy weather or something happens. So remember, before you post these things, what do you want them to do next? Chances are you need them to sign up on a form. And those first places I told you about, like Volunteer Match and all those, it will manage that for you. And where does it send the notification? Then what do you want to do with the volunteers? Do you want something to go to them to remind them? Do you want them to add it to their calendar? How do you want to communicate them regularly after they have signed up? And make sure you are receiving those signups, that they aren't going into spam. But if you're creating your own opportunities, whether it's on your website, Facebook, Nextdoor, or those, make sure you have something to link them to get their information so you can contact them. Oh, and have a checkbox for privacy, that it's okay that if they give you the information, you're not going to sell their name to your partners and things. Assure them of that and stick to it, because you don't want to hurt your reputation. Once you have that done, you'll be able to communicate, and then you have a database for later and for future events or annual events or some other fun event or a campaign. And you can talk to them later about that and include them in your updates. People love seeing photos later after they went to an event. Makes them feel good, especially if they did it with their friends or their company or their family. Help them with those memories that you caught. Oh, photos. Need to have a checkbox if they're coming to your event. Do you want them to give permission that you can take their photos and post them on your site and social media? You got to get that permission too. So best of luck getting your volunteers. They're there. They just need to know about your event. I hope you found these tips helpful. You can find more on our website at binkypatrol.org, or listen to more episodes. We have some great stories, tools, tips, resources, all sorts of things you might enjoy and find useful at binkypatrol.show and in all your favorite podcast apps. Thanks so much.